everyone, and welcome back to my channel. In the beginning, it was Celine, an international superstar who upended the notion of Las Vegas as an artistic graveyard. Her immediate success at the Colosseum in Caesar's Palace, the $100 million venue constructed to her specifically, pioneered an eruption of one-named icons following her president: Elton, Cher, Bette, Reba, Shania, Mariah. This summer, Usher became the first R&B artist to host a residency at the 4,100 capacity venue, and beginning Jan 21st, another single-monikered luminary, Adele, will launch Weekends with Adele at the Colosseum through April 15th. Her announcement spurred frenzied tickets buying, an immediate sellout of the 100,000 tickets available. In the nearly 20 years since Celine Dion opened A New Day, which played 717 shows from 2003 to 2017 before a 2011 return to the venue with Celine, another opus that produced 424 shows, artists as varied as Gwen Stefani, Garth Brooks, Lady Gaga, Aerosmith and Lionel Richie have stationed themselves alongside the Las Vegas Strip. Eager fans flocked to them, anticipating a unique concert experience coupled with the city's cheery excitements. "We had to kill the stigma to cradle the grave," said John Meglin, president and co-CEO of AEG Live Concerts West, which presented Dion's shows. "If you go back, the concept was about creating a show as much as bringing in a top-name artist. Everyone was in love with O and Cirque du Soleil, which was one of the hottest things around the world at the time. Not that they aren't now, but everyone talked about this amazing new kind of art with O. That was through the line, and as we've told many artists over the years, think of that show that you couldn't take on the road because it's too big or takes too long to set up. That's the show I want you to do here." The Las Vegas marketplace continued to expand with new and upgraded venues, and with the weekend tourism booming and conventions business tremendously turning, the appetite for live productions from top music artists in a stationary setting is renewed. Starting with Celine and other artists who followed, they're trailblazers who believed in the potential and upside of this model and delivered extraordinary shows, said Jason Gatsworth, president of entertainment for Caesars Entertainment. "When we launched Britney Spears and J-Lo, Jennifer Lopez, at Planet Hollywood, it caught the attention of other artists that is something I ought to consider. I remember the days when I had to explain to people what a residency was. Now there is a huge anticipation for them." Las Vegas stages are new, big and bold. Earlier this month, Carrie Underwood opened the 5,000 capacity Resorts World Theatre with Reflection, the Las Vegas residency. The christening of the high-tech venue, part of the Resorts World Hotel and Casino that arrived in June at the north end of the Strip, originally fell to Dion, who was tapered for a monumental return in the city in November. But in October, the Grand Dame of Residencies announced that severe and persistent muscle spasms were preventing her from rehearsing. Her spate of dates in November, January and February are currently shelved. Bobby Reynolds, Senior Vice President of AEG Presents Las Vegas, which books the Resort World Theatre, said the need to replace those vacant dates was less of a concern than establishing the venue's reputation with a relevant act. "I was not interested in filling in a weekend in January because Celine had cancelled. We're super mindful of that theatre and the reputation we want to build there," he said. "We don't want to sacrifice anything, and we don't want to negotiate on the calibre of talent." Underwood's lavish production, which Reynolds says is a beautiful show that doesn't exist on the road and couldn't exist on the road, includes dates in March, April and May. As she wraps up her inaugural run, Katy Perry is warming up the debut of Play, which will debut December 29th with dates through to March 19th. The venue is also taped to Luke Bryan for his first residency, arriving in February, and in a limited run of 6 dates in April, Michael Bublé. For several months, Resorts World was rumoured landing spot for Adele, who will reportedly earn more than $2 million per show at her Caesars Palace domain, with which appearance generating about $600,000 per show gross, according to Billboard. In contrast, Dion averaged $654,000 for Celine 2011 to 2019. Elton John's 2004 to 2009 Red Piano Spectacular was $673, and Spears' Piece of Me at Planet Hollywood 2013 to 2017 was $555,000, according to Billboard. Meglin confirmed that Adele talked to the Resorts World, but ultimately, "We really didn't have the time. We were booked. She's only doing Fridays and Saturdays. So if I'm the property, what are they going to do Sunday through Thursday? Now you're going to do other artists and saying you can't have the weekends. It's printing money, so it's a matter of how much you're going to print and how are you going to do it?" As everyone from John Fogerty, March February and March at Wine, to John Legend, including the Palais Hollywood in April, eyes a temporary base camp in Las Vegas. According them, the luxuries embedded in high-end resorts and negating the need for grueling travel, the model remains an ideal arrangement for the artists and fans. We're selling more tickets now than in 2019 on a nightly basis, said Amanda Moore Saunders, Senior Vice President Las Vegas Residency for Live Nation, which books shows at the Colosseum, Dolby Live at Park MGA, and at Zappos Theatre at Planet Hollywood Resorts and Casino, among other venues. The appetite is ferocious. This is a market that sells 2 million tickets a week. People want to come to Vegas to have a good time. Added Scott Schilliber, president of Resorts World, Vegas has shifted in the last 10 years, and that shift is more than just coming to Vegas to gamble. We're known for the best food in the world, the best retail, and the best entertainment. It's not just slot machines and blackjack. So, what is a residency? What differentiates a residency from a limited engagement? It is a distinctive production or merely a detour from a larger tour that series of dates. Some of its industry jargon, but there is a fine line between a residency and a limited engagement, said Moore Saunders, who applies the limited engagement tag to the performance in a 3 to 9 show range. The Doobie Brothers recently announced an 8-day run in May at Zappos Theatre at Planet Hollywood. Styx is a frequent visitor at the Venetian Theatre, popping in for a handful of shows at a couple times a year. They return for 5 concerts in January and February with Nancy Wilson of Heart. Brad Paisley, who will play two intimate acoustic dates at the Encore Theatre at Wynn, which sets around 100,500 in March. We let the artists decide what they want to do, Moore Saunders said. What's important is that we impress on fans that it's only something that they're going to see in Vegas. You might see Keith Urban do 3 shows at a time, but it's over 3 years and he's coming back to the same venue. It is a show that is unique and specific to that room. Artists can decide the right fit. Installing the appropriate artist in the appropriate venue is also part of the process which cultivates residencies. While megastars such as Underwood, Dion, Lady Gaga, Sting and Bruno Mars opt for the spacious of Resorts World, Dolby Live at Park MGM, Zappos Theatre and the Colosseum, which experienced a significant refresh in 2019, others deliberately seek an undersized venue to present fans with a special encounter. In 2009, Garth Brooks opened a 3-year one-man show at Wynn Encore Theatre. He'll be back in February for 2 nights of a similarly striped presentation of Dolby Live. One of music's most ferocious live performances, on performers who routinely pack stadiums sought to offer die-hard, simple, unvarnished takes on his music, as well as influential covers. This is the kind of room that gives you the feel of old Las Vegas, that you could come and see the fans, said Brian Goldbrandt, president of Will Las Vegas. Lionel Richie, who returns in January, was great interacting with fans and letting them ask questions of him. Garth had many a night where he would take requests to do Q&A. He's an amazing storyteller, and it was a lot like the old MTV Unplugged. There's not a lot of places you could have done stardom and fame and still allow for such interactions with fans. Thanks for listening. For more celebrity news, please like, comment and subscribe.